Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I will forever believe that you guys have deserved way better reviews of Descendants and Zombies for far long enough now, and I've wanted to give back to the Descendants and Zombies community through posting the great reviews that you guys have forever and always deserved. And I like to believe that somewhere, somehow, I've represented each and every one of you so phenomenally with this YouTube channel, because together we created something special for the Descendants and Zombies community, because we gave back to the Descendants and Zombies community through sharing predictions, insights, reviews of characters, and all these unforgettable moments that we've been a part of for forever since the Descendants and Zombies fandom became a part of each and every one of our lives. And these characters became such a dedicated part of each and every one of our lives from the inspiration that we've forever and always taken away from these characters. Characters that had no backstory whatsoever on times when you talk about characters like Mal and Evie, because the Evil Queen had no backstory whatsoever. We really didn't know that much about the Evil Queen. So when you thought about a daughter of the Evil Queen, did you ever imagine it would be Sofia Carson, and how phenomenal of a job she did bringing that character to life? And I can't forget about the contributions of Dove Cameron, who was someone who I was forever and always a huge fan of, because Dove Cameron undeniably will go down in history for being one of those iconic Disney girls that made me a celebrity overnight on YouTube, because you guys allowed me to be a part of these conversations having everything to do with Dove Cameron and Sofia Carson, which is something I never thought would ever happen for me. I never imagined that I'd be sitting here today with over 3,500 plus people having subscribed to this YouTube channel, and just about 100,000 views having happened for this YouTube channel. By the way, guys, in the coming days we will celebrate the turnover of 100,000 views on this YouTube channel. That is our next milestone that we will surpass, and we would have never surpassed it if not for your guys' contributions and how much you believed in this YouTube channel. So I can't go on without saying thank you so much, with a great deal of appreciation coming from my heart to yours for having made this YouTube channel such a profound success, because together we were really a part of creating something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies. We gave them an open forum. We allowed them the opportunity to share with us their stories about how they were fans of Descendants of Zombies, because so many people were able to hear my voice for the first time ever. I wanted to give people hope and let people know that there was nothing ever wrong with being a fan of Descendants of Zombies, no matter who you are or what you may have been going through. Descendants of Zombies gave you the chance to relate to a beautiful story because you felt inspired by the music and the personalities of these characters that you felt a part of something special because of, and undeniably you thought of them as heroes, as idols, because I know what it's like to grow up and be a fan of something. You know, years ago, I just saw The Last Song last night, and it got me to thinking about how much of a fan of Hannah Montana I was years ago. Undeniably, I thought Miley Cyrus was the greatest Disney girl of all time because of her contributions to the franchise Hannah Montana and how much she believed in that character. She was really the embodiment of that character, and I remember years ago having so much respect for Miley Cyrus and what she contributed to the Disney company. When you think about a Disney legend, there is no one ever more deserving of going down in history for having been a Disney legend like Miley Cyrus because of her contributions. And I like to believe that 15, 20 years from now we'll be having these same conversations about people like Clarke and Liamani Sugora, whom I can never seem to say enough nice things about. Because what you have to take into consideration is how much pressure they are faced with and they are having to deal with every single day that the camera is turned on and they are having the camera put in front of them. They're having their lives documented for vlogs. They're having people follow them around all the time, constantly interviewing them. They never get time to themselves, and that's where I've had a great deal of respect for them, is because they've always had you guys be a part of each and every one of their daily lives, and they've really kept you updated in that formative loop. And I wish more celebrities would kind of take away from the Descendants of Zombies fandom, because they've forever and always dedicated their lives to each and every one of you and entertaining each and every one of you. And I think that's where a profound amount of respect comes from the Descendants of Zombies fans, is because people really realize what they go through. And I think that the reviews that are being posted on YouTube by these critics, they never seem to have that same appreciation that comes from fans, because you guys, I will forever and always believe that you guys are the greatest fans of all time, for how you forever and always supported people like Clarke and Trell, how you forever and always been there for people like Liamani Sugora, because Liamani Sugora is relatively new to this industry. I don't really know a whole lot about Liamani Sugora, but I know enough about her to know that she is going to offer something special to a franchise like Descendants of Zombies when it comes to bringing a character like Pink to life, because Pink's character is very unpredictable. She's going to be one of the consequences of time travel that Red and Chloe will have to be faced with and deal with, and I think she's going to offer a lot to this story because she could portray a villain or she could portray some mischievous way in this movie, and I think it will introduce a very interesting plot that we've never ever seen before. Because with new characters coming into a storyline, it creates so many unpredictable moments and moments that we will never ever forget. Because the thing is, people will forever and always say, okay, we've seen enough Descendants movies, they need to stop making Descendants movies, and I've grown tired of hearing people say they need to stop making Descendants movies. What they need to start doing is creating new storylines because of new characters. And there is forever and always going to be an opportunity to create new storylines. Many years ago, what I used to love about Disney was that they would create storylines off so many innovative characters like Beauty and the Beast, of course the Frozen characters, Elsa, Anna, and Olaf. Olaf will forever be one of my favorite Disney characters of all time because of just how he wanted to embrace the moment. And I think that there are so many characters that Disney has introduced us to over the years. Buzz Lightyear, Pocahontas, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Jasmine from Aladdin, who I always believed was one of the most beautiful Disney princesses of all time. Although one of my favorite Disney princesses of all time will forever and always be Aurora, because I always thought Aurora was a beautiful Disney princess name, and I've had a greater appreciation for these stories over the years. And when it came to, thinking about who would play the daughters or the sons of these iconic Disney villains, nobody could have ever done it better than what Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson would eventually go on to amount to. And then now having it carried over from Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson to people like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker, it's just so phenomenal. And hearing the retelling of iconic stories like Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland through their perspective and through their eyes is just so iconic. And I really think that fans have really gained a greater appreciation for how much these stars have meant to the franchises and the work ethic they've demonstrated, because there's always constant hours of rehearsal, there's always a great deal of pressure to deal with, and I've kind of wanted to alleviate the pressure off the shoulders of these stars to let them know they are doing a fabulous job. If there was one thing that I wanted to be a part of, it was indicating to these stars that they were a part of something so phenomenal, because they came away as such huge inspirations for so many wonderful people through the music they sang and collaborated with, to the performances they gave as these iconic characters. Because ever since donning the character Red, Kylie Cantrell took on the responsibility of carrying on the legacy of the Descendants franchise, and she's done a phenomenal job for how fearless this character was, how Red never really cared what anybody thought about her, especially her mother, because she had the rabbit hole closed off from the rest of Oregon for forever until it was opened, and then Red and Chloe went back in time and of course altered the fabric of time. Now what they will be faced with in Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland are many consequences of time travel, one of them being that Red now has a sister, which is something I'm really looking forward to. If there was something I had never felt more intrigued about, it was Red having a sister played by Liamani Sugora, because I remember watching Liamani Sugora's work on High School Musical, the series, because I was always a big fan of the original trilogy. I crashed my car into a billboard one night trying to catch High School Musical 3 senior year because it was premiering and I wanted to get a ticket, and I still never managed to get a ticket. I had to stand up at the back of the movie theater watching it because I gave up my seat to somebody who was celebrating their birthday on that same night, and I wanted that night to be special for them, so I sacrificed my seat. But I did get to see High School Musical 3 senior year, so I had so many memories being a fan of the original High School Musical trilogy. So when Disney Plus came out with High School Musical, the series, and I got to see work from Kylie Cantrell and Liamani Sugora working on the same series and now carrying that over from Descendants, I think that's going to be a phenomenal opportunity for everybody. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with who Liamani Sugora is in her work, I think you should become familiarized with her work. She has a couple of radio interviews she's recently done to promote Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland, and to be honest with each and every one of you, she has done a phenomenal job promoting this character and promoting this franchise. And I hope what we're setting up here for is a passing of the torch moment where we can hear more of a story developed for Liamani Sugora's character Pink, because I think if there ever was an opportunity to have a passing of the torch moment in Descendants, it would have to be this, because we have so many incredible characters that we have never seen before coming into the Descendants franchise, and I think that's what we probably could be setting up here for, is a passing of the torch moment, which is something I've always been intrigued by. I remember the passing of the torch moment from Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires this past summer, when we saw the passing of the torch from Milo Manheim and Meg Donnelly's characters to Freya Skye and Malachi Burton, and just how appreciative they were of this moment. And I think many fans we're also very appreciative of this moment because we were seeing the legacy of zombies passed on from one cast to a whole new cast who now have the responsibility of carrying on the lineage of this franchise, and I think they're going to be able to do it. I think we've seen so much appreciation from Freya Sky ever since donning the character of Nova Bright, seeing her Zombies doll become a reality, seeing all this Freya Sky merch off FreyaSky.com, and I have to give Freya Sky the benefit of the doubt because her merchandise is absolutely incredible, and I can see why you guys are in such high demand of this merchandise and Freya Sky tickets. She is sold out across the board for her Stars Align tour coming up in February, and just to let you guys know what's up here on this YouTube channel all throughout the month of February, I will be posting videos about Freya Sky for the fans of Freya who have subscribed here to this YouTube channel. I haven't forgotten about you, and there are a lot of great Freya Sky videos and content on the way, so if you want to join me for those conversations, if you have not subscribed here, you're probably going to want to do that because I'm just as big a fan of Freya Sky as each and every one of you are. I hear you, I read down through your comments all the time, and I appreciate you for being the fans of Freya Sky because your contributions and how much you have believed in Freya Sky has gotten Freya Sky to this moment where she is selling out venues everywhere she goes. She's achieving such a huge reputation for herself ever since donning the character of Nova Bright, because if there was one thing that she did for that character was just how appreciative she was of bringing this character to life and being a part of sharing in these moments with each and every one of you, kind of like how I got to share in these moments from Descendants of Zombies, because everybody is a Descendants of Zombies fan for whatever reason that you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because of the music, because of the script, because of the colorful characters. Everybody has an individual reason that has made them a fan of Descendants of Zombies, which has brought them to this moment. Like we were fans of Hannah Montana and Wizards years ago, because if there was a Disney TV series to be a fan of, I was a fan of it. I was a fan of everything from Hannah Montana to Wizards Away with Place to Phineas and Ferb to Shake It Up, you name it. I was there for it. So when it came to celebrating the legacies of these franchises, I was going to honor it. And if I was going to post a video of a review of a show like Phineas and Ferb or Wizards Away with Place from years ago, then I was going to say something nice about it. Because I think we can never say enough nice things to give people hope for the foreseeable future. Because when you think about somebody like Liamani Sugora, I mean, the girl's only 17 years old, which means she still has a long way to go. So because she still has a long way to go, there is so much of an opportunity for her to create and really broaden her horizon, because she has big dreams. She wants to perform in Madison Square Garden. She wants to perform in front of thousands of people. She wants to have her own merch line. I think that, and she even wants to perform at the Grammys. So because she even wants to perform at the Grammys and have her own merch line, I think the more support that we can give her and the more that we can show that we believe in her and we trust in her ability to bring these characters like Pink to life, I think it's really going to give her a chance to really have an opportunity to create more than ever before. Because if we think about Kylie Cantrell, when Kylie Cantrell was about 11, 12 years old, having a dream to want to be a part of these franchises like Hannah Montana and High School Musical, she really believed in her chance and she waited for that chance for forever. And when the door finally was open for her to become a part of a company like Disney, she really ran away with this opportunity. She was on shows like Berserk, Raven's Home. She was a part of the Descendants franchise. She eventually offered so much to High School Musical franchises that she had grown up watching. And think about it from her perspective, you know, watching these shows as a kid in her bedroom on YouTube, and then all of a sudden you're on the stage at Disney, you know, being a part of the franchises that you were growing up dreaming to be a part of one day. And I think it's such a phenomenal time for us to be fans of Disney, because I have never seen a group of individuals that have shown so much heart and dedication to what they believed in. And that's what I've taken away so much respect for them for and because of, is because they've shown so much heart and dedication to everything they believed in. And I think that we will get to a point where we will see eventually Descendants 6, Descendants 7, because when you think about the library of characters that we've already seen, we still have so much of an extensive lineup of characters that we have yet to see premiere in the Descendants franchise. There's already talks about how Descendants and Zombies characters now are coming into Fortnite in late 2026. That has not been confirmed, but with the Disney patches always being updated for Fortnite, I wouldn't put it past Disney to try to put Descendants and Zombies characters into Fortnite because of the revenue and the attention they would garner. Because I remember how big Disney was with Fortnite a number of years ago when they first premiered with characters in it. I believe they had a villain pack with Maleficent, Cruella de Vil, and Captain Hook being some of the first ever characters to premiere as part of a Disney pack for Fortnite. So I wouldn't put it past Disney trying to put Fortnite characters into the Descendants franchise. It would be so cool seeing it, mind you. And I would also love to see crossover opportunities in 2026 for Descendants of Zombies, where they had kind of a combination of both franchises for either an animated or a live action movie or something like that. You know, it got me to thinking about how years ago Hannah Montana and High School Musical so quickly made it to the big screen. And I think that Descendants of Zombies could be elevated to a point where they could get to the big screen. Now, I know with Disney Plus being exclusive in homes now, it would pretty much defeat the purpose of ever putting something on the big screen. But if you could do that years ago, 15 and a half years ago for Hannah Montana and High School Musical, you can have the same opportunities to your favorite Descendants of Zombies characters to find their way to the big screen, even if not in the roles of the Descendants of Zombies characters in live actions like Tangled, because Milo Manheim now will be featured as Eugene Flint Rider in the upcoming Disney live-action Tangled, which is something I'm really excited about because this is a live-action that they can ill afford to make any mistakes with, and I'm going to be paying particularly close attention to how they bring this one to light because Tegan Croft is an Australian actress, for those of you who are unfamiliar with her, and I think she's going to beautifully contribute to the character Rapunzel. When you think about how much of an iconic role this was for Mandy Moore and how much it meant to Mandy, I think that so many more people are going to draw inspiration from now the live-action version and adaptation of this one, and it's going to be something to be really excited about. And of course, Meg Donnelly has, of course, her Broadway musical debut, which is something she's never felt more honored to be a part of and was so excited to share in with each and every one of you. She performed at the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day Parade this past November for the United States. I remember how appreciative she was of that moment, and I think that everybody who's ever been a part of Descendants of Zombies has been appreciative of these moments in whatever way you choose to look at it, because everybody has a different reason for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. For me, it was the inspiration that I drew from these franchises to go on to create hundreds of videos. Just last night, we celebrated the 800th upload on this YouTube channel, and I can't go on without saying thank you so much for making 800 videos and 800 uploads possible for this YouTube channel, because I never ever imagined that we would get to this point where over 100,000 views and over 800 uploads would happen for this YouTube channel. It is truly incredible when you put into perspective how far this YouTube channel has come in such a short amount of time. And I've had the time of my life recording all these wonderful videos that I can only hope will reach out and touch the hearts of every fan of Descendants of Zombies, because I have believed forever and always that you guys have deserved way better reviews of Descendants of Zombies for far long enough now, and it's about time somebody went out of their way to upload the videos that you guys have forever and always deserved and often appreciated, because you guys know who and what you love, and you've known how to represent them for forever with how passionate you are about collecting the Descendants of Zombies dolls and all the merch that goes with it, buying the tickets for Freya Sky and the Worlds Collide Tour, which was the greatest time of my life, having the opportunity to review the Worlds Collide Tour, because I never ever imagined that my videos would be as well received or responded to as they were, because everybody was so excited about things like the Worlds Collide Tour, eventually the Snow Angels music video, which was one of the highest rated videos and watched videos on this YouTube channel. It is the most popular video, actually, my review of the Snow Angels music video. It was one of the most highly revered and recognized reviews of Snow Angels from all the reaction videos that were being uploaded, because a lot of people really couldn't make sense of Freya Sky's music because they didn't really know how to put into perspective their thoughts on it, and I was probably one of the best guys to ever do it, because I've recorded some of the best Descendants of Zombies videos that have forever been made possible because of how much each and every one of you have believed in this YouTube channel from its very beginning, and I can never seem to say thank you enough for having made this YouTube channel your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. And we're going to have many more of these conversations coming up in the very near future, because the summer of 2026, given how huge the summer of 2025 was, the summer of 2026 is shaping up to be just as huge, and it's something that I'm incredibly excited to be a part of, because I have so much respect and so much insight to share with you guys on how I feel about this new cast for Descendants 5, which has recently been updated, the new script and the new storylines, because there's forever an opportunity to create new storylines and present a chance to have these conversations to give people more of a reason to believe in these franchises than ever before. And I've ever more felt so honored to be a part of these conversations with each and every one of you, because I can never seem to express enough appreciation and or gratitude for how we've made this YouTube channel into something special for every fan of Descendants of Zombies who has ever wanted to be given something to believe in. Guys, I've had the time of my life talking about Descendants of Zombies. I've forever been a fan of Kylie Cantrell and Dove Cameron. That is undeniable. And I've also been a huge fan of Ruby Rose Turner. I can never seem to say enough nice things about Ruby Rose Turner, because she's come such a long way in such a short amount of time, and she's really defined what a Disney girl is forever and always meant to be represented by. And I think that as long as we carry this passion for Descendants of Zombies with us for forever and always, it is truly going to forever and always remain a part of each and every one of our lives. Guys, thank you so much for having made this YouTube channel your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. It's been my honor to have gone on to upload over 800 videos and to have seen over 100,000 views having happened for this YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed here to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to go out of your way to get that done, because we have so much conversation to get to. Tomorrow we will celebrate the 30th birthday of Dove Cameron, which I can only hope that thousands of people will hear and watch on this YouTube channel and join me for tomorrow as we celebrate one of the biggest stars of the Descendants franchise's 30th birthday. And I can't believe this is actually happening for Dove Cameron, 30 years in the making. She was born on January 15th, 1996, January 15th, 1996, and tomorrow we will commemorate that as we have commemorated every special moment of significance in the lives of every fan of Descendants and Zombies through the power of this YouTube channel, guys, which has forever and always held a very special place in my heart. Thank you so much for having chosen this YouTube channel and having made this YouTube channel your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. You have been watching the latest video of Jonathan Clarke Video Blogs. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of each and every one of your lives, to have represented you as your voice of Descendants and Zombies. Having said that, I will return with one final video sometime between now and sunset this evening, which I hope you will join me for, because we've got a lot of conversation to get to and so much to be excited about in the year of 2026 for Descendants and Zombies fans, with the upcoming premiere of Descendants Book Wonderland, which is something I've never felt more intrigued to be a part of. Thank you guys so much for believing in Descendants and Zombies as much as what you have, and thank you so much for watching this latest video. I will see you guys in the next one.